that is all the coach talk we have needed to talk about. So now let's get to it, folks. We've got games on this weekend, or just one day. Truly unfortunate. That's, the price we pay of getting deeper in the playoffs, folks. Less and less games, less and less days. Obviously, truly unfortunate. But if they're anything like last week's games, yes, sir, we'll take 2. I don't give a damn. So let's head over and make our official picks for the AFC and NFC championship games. Championship Sunday coming up, folks. Man, oh man. We've got 2 games. We're picking both. And man, oh man, I really was hoping these lines have changed over the last hour and 18 minutes since we've been live, because oh man, like I said at the top of the show, folks, these lines are so gosh dang. Ooh, they're set almost perfectly, folks. Almost perfectly. It's truly tough to decide. But like we said as well, we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to be on the right side. We're going to take Vegas to the cleaners, and we're going to beat them at their own game. Vegas setting these lines, so it's truly, man, oh man, what side is the better value? But we're going to come out on top. I can guarantee that, folks. So let's get into it. Let's start with the AFC Championship game, 3 o'clock on Sunday. Bengals at the Chiefs, folks. Bengals +7, Chiefs -7. Really was kind of hoping for this line to maybe shift. Chiefs -6.5 here. Y'all are betting Chiefs -7 here. We see that because the odds are Chiefs -7 at -120, Bengals +7 at +100. So the public money so far is on the Chiefs -7, and I agree, folks. I do agree. Chiefs -7 here. Once again, this is anything that we say here is no knock or disrespect, any sort of slight here on Joe Burrow. What he has done this season is absolutely brilliant, magnificent, and needs to be talked about and cheered for the rest of time. Folks, coming off that injury and getting to the AFC Championship game, it could not be any better here for Joe Burrow. But, and I hate to play into this narrative, but I think it could come up this week, the experience narrative. The experience. You need experience in the playoffs. Bengals not even knowing what an AFC Championship game is. They just know wild card. They're like, hang on, there's another round after this? We just won the wild card. We're not Super Bowl champions yet? There's another round, divisional? Oh, okay. Well, we won the divisional round. We're Super Bowl champions. Yeah, Jamar Chase. Yeah, we've done it. We're champions. Woo! And the Chiefs are like, hey, no, you're coming to us. But, and the Bengals are like, hey, another game? We just won 2 playoff games. You're telling me we have to win 3 playoff games here? And then the NFL's like, no, you gotta win 4. If you win this one, then you go to the game. And the Bengals are like, whoa, blowing their mind. But the Chiefs, knowing the AFC Championship game 4 straight times, Andy Reid at home, the experience factor is truly going to play a big part into it. So let's go back to last year's AFC Championship game. Bills at the Chiefs, folks. And what happened in this game? Josh Allen played really good, and I want to watch these highlights by Josh Allen in a minute here, but going back to last year's AFC Championship game, the Bills, they looked good, they put up 24 points, but still lost by 14 points, with Josh Allen going 28 of 48, which seems about like, it may be borderline 60. Let me get this completion percentage up quickly. 28 of 48 last year, that's 58%, that's not the best, but threw for 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, he did throw a pick. Josh Allen running 7 times for 88 yards, truly getting it done, and still came up short. The Bills scored, field goal on their first possession, touchdown on the third possession, got up 10-0 or 9-0. They missed the extra point, but that did not faze the Chiefs at all. 21 points in the second quarter, just like that, and that truly kind of killed the spirit of the Bills. Now the Bills and the Chiefs face this year. Still a closer game, but the Chiefs, final 13 seconds, that's all they need. So we love Joe Burrow. We love Jamar Chase. We love Joe Mixon. We love Zach Taylor. They're all brilliant, but so were the Bills last year. 13-3. Josh Allen playing out of his mind. 69% completion percentage for the entire season. But going into the Chiefs, going into to Kansas City in the AFC Championship game is just a little bit of a different beast that I don't know if the Bengals are ready to play in. Last week, they almost lost to the Chiefs, folks. They still only won by 3 points, or the Titans, excuse me. They only won by 3 points, and that was with Ryan Tannehill turning over the ball 3 times. Do we think that Patrick Mahomes is going to turn over the ball 3 times? Maybe one, maybe, because we've seen, the Chiefs give up some turnovers that really aren't on Patrick Mahomes' fault, just the receivers not bringing in the ball. So I want to just quickly watch these Josh Allen highlights, Josh Allen's best plays against the Chiefs, and we're going to go through this quickly, folks. 3 minutes here, probably not going to watch it all, but let's just see, is this what Joe Burrow's been doing? What a great slant right there, 15 yards on 2nd and 9, targeting Cole Beasley. That was absolutely phenomenally on the point, and we know Joe Burrow can do this. Joe Burrow's been phenomenal this entire year, making big throws. Even Josh Allen was phenomenal in that Chiefs game, but at the end of the day, it still was not enough, and they lose by 6 at the end of the day with Josh Allen playing absolutely magnificent. Here we go on 4th and 1, picking up a 4th down on their first drive. Sean McDermott happy clapping. Yes, sir. The energy is there by the Bills. They're up 3-0. Josh Allen running out of the pocket here, running downfield. Now, Joe Burrow does not have this in his game. Joe Burrow can't even escape the pocket. We've seen this the last 2 weeks, getting sacked 9 times against the Titans. If Josh Allen got sacked 9 times last week, that game's not competitive. You know how many times Josh Allen escaped the pocket on a crucial 3rd or 4th down to extend the play with his legs or just his vision, slinging the ball? I mean, they would have put up probably 7 points throughout the entire game if Josh Allen was getting sacked as much as Joe Burrow was last week. So we take out the running game by Joe Burrow. He does not have a running game, so Joe Burrow's arm is going to have to do everything. Jamar Chase's speed is going to have to do everything, and at bare minimum, if they play flawlessly like the Bills did, it's still probably going to be a 6-point overtime loss. So, if you want to take the 7 with the Bengals plus 7, you're probably thinking it's going to go into overtime. It's going to go into overtime, and that you can't lose by 7 in overtime. Well, I guess you can. You get the 3, and then you get the pick 6, but that will never happen because whoever's getting the pick 6 will just go down immediately to ice the game. But I think that may be the only play for the Bengals if you're taking them plus 7. You're hoping that it goes into overtime. And for that, I don't know if that's something to truly bet on. That seems a little bit too specific to truly bet on. But here we go, down 12 in the 3rd quarter. Josh Allen making a beautiful throw here. Oh my God, falling or backpedaling with defenders barreling down on him, staying cool, calm, collected in the pocket, and then just firing off of that back foot with his great arm strength, getting it to Cole Beasley for a 1st down to try to keep it competitive as they're down 12 points midway through the 3rd quarter. Joe Burrow, his pocket escapability in his pocket kind of, falling back, I don't think he's going to be as good as Josh Allen was in this game. And once again, they still lost by 14 last year. This is a different beast that I don't know if Joe Burrow and this Bengals offense is ready to tackle. I believe this Bengals team can put up points, and I think they can be decently competitive. But at the end of the day here, whatever the Bengals do offensively, the Chiefs will be able to answer. We saw that all last week against the Bills. Now, another big factor here is Tyrann Mathieu. Once again, the safety. Once again, why did the Bengals have all that success when they faced the Chiefs early on the season? We just watched it yesterday. Joe Burrow's one-on-one matchups with Jamar Chase. And we actually get this tweet right here, and this was fantastic. Do I have this saved? Joe Burrow. We got a Patrick Mahomes one. Joe Burrow. Let me get up the Joe Burrow tweet. There's 2 other tweets I truly want to talk about that show how great Tyrann Mathieu and how great Patrick Mahomes are. But I want to get to this Joe Burrow tweet quickly here. Joe Burrow, here we go. Joe Burrow on having to call plays against the Titans. Yes, he had to call some plays there. Joe Burrow says, quote, "The headset did go out. I had to call 3 or 4 plays on my own. All of them worked." And I'm sure those plays that he called were, the deep shots one-on-one to Jamar Chase. And those were fantastic. But the Chiefs know they got beat by that last week or a couple of weeks ago when they faced week 17, I believe it was. But Tyrann Mathieu double teaming Ja'Marr Chase is what's going to happen. And what happens when that happens? Is Joe Burrow still going to be able to fit the ball in that tight window to Ja'Marr Chase? Is he going to go to T. Higgins on the one-on-one matchup? Or is he just going to try and force the ball to Ja'Marr Chase? So Joe Burrow calling plays here, fantastic. But it was to Ja'Marr Chase, 50-50, and Ja'Marr Chase is fantastic. He can win the matchups. Once again, I'm not knocking Ja'Marr Chase. He's absolutely spectacular. Best rookie receiver that there is in the league, absolutely. But with Tyrann Mathieu on him, and those big plays don't hit, the Bengals don't win that game, folks. If all those shots down the field one-on-one with Ja'Marr Chase don't connect, they don't win that game, and it's not really that competitive. They probably lose by more than 7. And then we get this by Patrick Mahomes. And this is like psychopathic, folks. Like, Patrick Mahomes may be a psychopath, folks. So, Patrick Mahomes wearing a whoop, which is kind of like, I think it's a ring that kind of, tracks, your vitals in your body and all that. Kind of like an Apple Watch, it takes, it records everything about your body. So, Patrick Mahomes, his average heart rate was 144 beats per minute during the game, but it was higher. His heart rate was higher when the Bills had the ball, and it dropped. His heart rate dropped when he was on the field. That's ice in the veins by Patrick Mahomes. He's so confident, so cool, calm, collected. And I know we say a lot of people are cool, calm, collected in the pocket, but this man is literally cool. He's cold as heck in the pocket, folks. There's ice running through this man's veins because when he's on the field, his heartbeat drops. His heart rate goes up when he's watching Josh Allen move down the field. When the pressure's back on him, Josh Allen throws a touchdown pass. Patrick Mahomes on the field, he's like, okay, I got to get one out. Okay, I can do that. I got to get one out. I can do that easy peasy. So this man, he's going to be cool. He's at home. He's going to be calm. He's been here before where Joe Burrow, once again, no knock. I'm not knocking at all on Joe Burrow. I'm singing the highest of praise here. It's just a different beast that I don't know that they're ready to go up against. And plus this little anecdote right here. The cornerback for the Bengals, Eli Apple. I've always been a decent fan of Eli Apple. Always thought he's kind of got, a negative shake. He was on the Giants, then he went to the Saints, and now he's on the Bengals here. But the way that Eli Apple has been talking this last week, it's got me a little concerned. He obviously was fantastic in the win against the Titans. Absolutely. He kind of forced the game-winning interception, was playing tight coverage, tipped up the ball for that game-winning interception, or leading to game-winning field goal off that interception there. But Eli Apple has kind of been running his mouth here on Twitter saying he doesn't know which fans are worse, the Giants or the Saints, calling out the Saints food, and that's something you do not do, is disrespect the Saints food culture in any way. The gumbo, the shrimp, everything that they do over there in New Orleans, you do not make fun of that at all, or you're going to have some guys knocking on your front door. So he's been talking a little bit wild here, and everybody's kind of been clowning him in retaliation of posting clips of him getting burned after getting burned when he was with the Saints and the Giants. And there is some valid criticism there. I'm not going to lie. I do like Eli Apple, but he does get burned. Oh, well. So these, maybe Eli Apple has a giant head hitting into this game, and the Chiefs see him talking all this nonsense and are going to kind of expose and exploit him a little bit. So we've got that playing against him. We get Joe Burrow. He's being confident. I've got no problem with confidence, but when you say confidence out loud, you must live up to it. That's why, I try to restrain myself from kind of, talking out of my neck a little bit, because I know that I have to live up to that, or I'm going to get clowned. And with Joe Burrow kind of saying, hey, I don't know, can we stop being called underdogs? We're here to play. We are for real. Stop with the underdog mentality. And once again, I've got no problem with that, but now you're going to have to kind of play up to that now. So then we got that factor working against them. And now back to the Tyrann Mathieu. Here we go. Tyrann Mathieu, when he's on the field compared to when he's off the field. So 605 dropbacks by quarterbacks when Tyrann Mathieu is on the field, compared to only 121 quarterback dropbacks when he's off the field. But these are the numbers. On the field, Quarterbacks have a 64% completion percentage with Tyrann Mathieu on the field. Off the field, 75. So we see it go up because Tyrann Mathieu's not there. So they take the deeper shots, and that's exactly what we saw the Bills do in the final 2 minutes to kind of make it truly competitive. Yards per attempt with Tyrann Mathieu on the field, 7.1 yards per attempt. When he's off the field, 8.0. So once again, airing out the ball when Tyrann Mathieu's not on the field. Touchdown to interception ratio with Tyrann Mathieu on the field, 28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. That's pretty gosh dang good right there. When he's off the field, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. So when he's on the field, 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. When he's off the field, 5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. And then the passer rating. When Tyrann Mathieu's on the field, 91.5. When he's off the field, 109. The quarterback's passer rating is. So we see a huge, clear difference with Tyrann Mathieu on the field and without Tyrann Mathieu on the field. So we truly need Tyrann Mathieu on the field here if we want to bet the Chiefs here, and that truly seems like what is trending forward. I don't think we get Tyrann Mathieu up here. He is kind of trending towards playing. We don't have anything concrete, solid yet. Let's check the news again. Tyrann Mathieu, trending, not trending. What do we got? 18 hours ago. He's on field impact, returns to practice Thursday. Oh, Tyrann Mathieu returns to practice Thursday of AFC Championship Week. Oh, Tyrann Mathieu was spotted at Kansas City Chiefs practice Thursday ahead of the AFC Championship game. So yeah, he's practicing, seeming like he's trending towards playing here, which once again gives us big, great confidence in Chiefs -7. So, with all that being said, folks, we are locking in Chiefs -7. The public money is on that at the current moment, and I don't want to knock Joe Burrow. I just think this beast is a little bit too big. I think this is probably a 10-point game. Chiefs win by 10. And Bengals decently playing really good here, but just unfortunately, just like Josh Allen last season in the AFC Championship game in Kansas City, they lose by 14. Still an overall good game by Josh Allen. Same thing here with Joe Burrow. Different beast, maybe not ready for this big moment in the electric atmosphere of the Chiefs that have been here and been here and been here 4 straight times, winning rings and all that. Chiefs -7. Alrighty, and then the next game up here, 49ers at the Rams, folks, and I've been going back and forth. The line, you get the extra half-a-point hook with the 49ers. 49ers +3.5, Rams -3.5. This one is so freaking tough to call. But I'm going to bet. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, folks, and I'm going to bet the Rams -3.5. Once again, public money is on both. With the Chiefs, we get it at -120 on the line, on the spread line. And with this game, they're both at -110, the classic odds of a spread line. So the money is on both sides. No clear favorite on the public's money at the current moment. But Sean McVay, we have never been more impressed with the head coach early on. Like, obviously, we're impressed by Andy Reid. We're impressed by Bill Belichick. They have the accomplishments. We all know this. But Sean McVay, still young here, finally having his guy, and how he operates this team, we absolutely love it. With the Rams, offensive passer, obviously Matthew Stafford, we're believing in him as well. We're hoping that this moment isn't too big for him either. Rams -3.5. Now, I have this stat here. Now, it doesn't speak to my pick here, but I do want to say this stat here because it is truly interesting and it truly applies to what we've got going on here. So, teams, NFL teams that have faced 3 times in a season. And the only way that you can face a team 3 times in a season is if your division, in the same division, and then you face each other in the playoffs. You get 2 times playing your division partners, and then you face them in the playoffs at some point, and that's how you face a team 3 times. Now, this has happened before, folks. This is not the first time 2 teams have faced each other 3 times in a year. There have been 21 times, folks. Here we go, via ESPN. Since the 1970 merger, 20 teams, but I think after this article was written, I believe there was one more. So 21 teams have had to face a divisional opponent in the playoffs after beating them twice in the regular season. And that's exactly what we have right here. 49ers and the Rams, same division. 49ers beat the Rams twice in the regular season, and now they face in the playoffs. How do those teams fare going up 2-0? 13 of those, actually 14, because I have to add the extra one that we're going to talk about. 14 out of 21 times the team that has won the first two meetings win the third. So 14 out of the 21, so it's 14-7, folks. 14 teams have won it. Going up 2-0, three-peated, 3-0 shutout, 14 out of the 7 times. 14 times winning, 3-0, 7 times. It's a little bit of a different story of the team that got down 2-0 wins it in the playoffs. So that speaks to the 49ers, folks, of them winning this game right here. We get the teams that have that has kind of recently flip the script. Since 1970, 7 teams have gone 2-0 against a team in the regular season, but then lost their third matchup game. So here we go. In 2007, the Cowboys were up 2-0 against the Giants in the season series. They play in the divisional round. The Cowboys lose that game. Packers did it in 2004 against the Vikings. Went 2-0 against them in the regular season, and then they face in the wild card game, and the Packers lose that game. Then we have some from 1998, 1994, 1992, 1989, 1983, where the Seahawks beat the Raiders twice and then lost to them in the conference championship game. Unfortunate. So that is the last time a conference championship has lost a 2-0 lead. We have to go back to 1983. So that's exactly what the 49ers are in right now. So that speaks to the 49ers of winning them. The last time that this has happened was in 2017, the Saints and the Panthers. Saints beat the Panthers 2 straight times in the regular season. They win week 3, 34-13, an absolute blowout. Panthers kind of were a little bit better the second time around. Only lost by 10, 31-21 to the Saints. And then in the playoffs, they once again got a little bit closer, but still lost. And the Saints beat the Panthers 31-6. So we saw every single time the Panthers faced the Saints in 2017, the Panthers started out to get blown out, but then every other matchup, they got a little bit closer and closer and closer. And that's kind of what we're seeing. The same exact thing here with the 49ers and the Rams. The 49ers beat the Rams week 10, 31-10, a blowout. Then in week 18, they win 27-24. So the Rams got a little bit closer. And now we get this matchup right here in the conference finals. Potentially the Rams being a little bit more competitive. But if we compare it to just what we saw against the Saints and the Panthers, 2017, the 49ers can still win this game. So if you love stats like that, we don't put too much stake into historic stats and all that. But if you do go by the stats, the 49ers plus the 3.5 is the side to play. But I'm believing in Sean McVay, and like we said yesterday on the show, folks, we are believing that Jimmy Garoppolo makes a mistake. I do not see Jimmy Garoppolo playing a flawless game right here. Sean McVay is too smart to keep getting beaten by Kyle Shanahan, and Kyle Shanahan is smart too. Once again, I'm not knocking anything on the 49ers, maybe a little bit of Jimmy Garoppolo, but that is it. And once again, the 49ers, they only have Deebo Samuel. If you shut him down, this is going to be a pretty much a cakewalk for the Rams. So they've got the blueprint on how to stop the 49ers. It's just the execution now. Rams at home, I don't think it's going to factor that big overall. It's unfortunate that we're going to swallow the half-a-point hook here, but I'm believing big time in Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay. This is how you coach a team, and I think they get rewarded this week, folks. We're going to swallow the 3.5 here for the Rams at home. I'm not betting on Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm taking the better quarterback in both of these matchups. I'm betting on Patrick Mahomes. I'm taking and betting on Matthew Stafford, and that's who I believe will be in the Super Bowl. And man, oh man, I can't wait to talk about that mother-loving matchup. So our official picks, we are going Chiefs -7 and Rams -3.5.